during the orientation meeting on the way out, they'll say, you know, if you've got any questions, do not hesitate to talk to the deputies.
That's great.
So it doesn't matter if you're talking about the upper map.
And then I get a lot of anglers that have fear to go up to the deck.
Oh,
Type deal. So I don't know how we're doing on time, but I could definitely answer a couple more questions if you guys want.
Talk about drags,
About drags? Like on a certain kind of reel or
just making sure they're good.
making sure they're good. Well, a sticky drag is not good. And what I would call a sticky drag is if the fish is running and it's gone, it has to do a little bit of this to get it out. Okay, that's a sticky drag. Daiwa and a lot of our Shimano's take a grease on the drags, and that's what keeps them smooth. Pin doesn't have a grease, it keeps it smooth. I've been known to put Shimano grease on my pin drags. And if you take your reels in to get fixed, I would just go with what the store is comfortable with because it's their reputation. If you're in, do you take your own reels apart at all? If you, have you taken a little swipe of the Shimano grease and put it on any of the pin drags or anything like that?
I change out to a better drag, which you can purchase.
Right.
But what I do with all that is I'll hook up the line to a fence post and run out to the drag and make sure it's smooth
Then warm it up.
for several yards.
Warm it up, nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if your drag is feeling sticky at all, no bueno. That's not good.
Yeah.
You need to get that fixed.
Do you think about the Avid 6Xs? I took my reels down to Ken Reels, and he was saying that the Avid 6X has a point where it kind of kicks it up too fast. It's just when you, have you heard that or?
Okuma's got the same problem. A lot of people play guinea pig with a few of these reels that came out. They're outstanding reels, but they have little hiccups like that. They've been fixed now. If you buy one now, that's not a problem.
Yeah, because I know I lost a,
This Okuma's old enough, it's got one of those hiccups.
yeah, I lost a big yellowfin out on a red rooster on a junior 6X. I just touched it at the tip.
This thing's got over 100 days on the water,
Yeah.
guaranteed or more, and I have not taken a screw out of it, and it's running like butter. And it's Okuma. So, and I've got swordfish on Okuma here locally, finally got
Yeah.
one. I use that small one, the wider one, and I'm telling you what, a reel that you don't have to take apart and it just keeps ticking, I'm all for it. So,
I asked him a question about hooks. About I guess I'm thinking about the difference between the ring hook and the straight hook, the hook, the ring or the non-ring, or
I
the
don't
J
think-
in the circle.
I don't think ring hooks will become a thing of the past. They came out, and the fishermen that knew how to tie a perfection loop or a Rapala knot, which I don't know if you can see, but you'll see my live bait hook is tied onto a loop, okay? I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's a perfection loop, okay? And that's my ring hook. That gets bit. I don't have a big black ring on there. Anything else, I just made my own ring hook. Okay? And my buddy just got back off the American Angler. Stumbled into some nice yellowfin. And if you didn't know how to tie this knot, you weren't getting a bite. And the crew was too busy to tie it for people.
What did you call that?
Perfection loop.
Perfection. So we could probably go on YouTube and
Oh, yeah.
check it.
The most important part about the perfection loop, and the trickiest part about the perfection loop, is making the loop small. Okay? See how small that loop is? That's the magic trick. When you learn this knot,
Oh, yeah.
so I went side by side at Big Bear with Rapalas for trout. See how small my loop is?
That's with fluoro on one.
Yeah. Very good spectre. You guys expect see how small my loop is? So that's my ring hook. And I'm thinking back to my last 8-day, and it was like, oh, ring hook, we're going to Alejos. Well, great, so everybody ties on a ring hook, and all of a sudden about an hour later, tuna were still there, but guys weren't getting bit. So, I think I was one of the first ones. I went and cut my ring hook off. I listened to what they said. I wasn't going to go against the grain. You know, it was a big fish trip, and I cut my ring hook off. I put a 4.0 owner on, like a Gorilla Light or something like that. Tied my perfection loop on my sardine and swim out about 15 feet, game on. And all of a sudden, here comes another one. I'm like, everybody, you might want to tie one of these on. You know, so ring loops, I ain't real fired up on. Maybe if I'm using 100 pounds of big giant bait to help him wiggle a little bit more, maybe. But this perfection loop, I don't care if it's on a Tatty 45, if it's on a Rapala for trout, okay? We'll catch you more fish. We did a side-by-side at Big Bear, tying direct San Diego to the Rapala, and then we perfection loop Rapalas, 3-to-1 the perfection loop. 3-to-1.
What about your connection now, Bobby, from your Spectra to your fluoro?
I tie a very basic Albright knot, and most importantly with my Albright knot, the heavier of the two is the one that will always wrap over the top of the Albright. Okay, so I have heavier Spectra here than I have mono. Okay, so when I tied my Albright, and I made my loop in my mono, and I injected my, boy, I had a lot of mono in here. No wonder I was getting so many bites. $30 worth of fluorocarbon on there, right? Lord, okay. So, I tie an Albright. Heck, Jim, pocket knife.
No, I got nothing.
Awesome. I don't want to get backlashed up there. Can somebody? I don't care what this leader because it's all banged up anyways. Maybe just give it a cut like around here somewhere.
Here?
Yeah. And then about right there. Okay, so like I said, in tying the Albright, you got to make a loop in the line, and it's another YouTube thing, or you know somebody teaching you or me or whatever. But so my Spectra is heavier. So what I'm doing is I'm starting with my mono loop, and then I'm going in with my Spectra, okay, which you'll see this on TV or on YouTube. You wind your Spectra down, wind your Spectra back up, through the loop, thing comes tight, okay? The beauty about the Spectra being on top of the mono, this thing just flies through the guides, especially when it's wet. Okay, so now I have Spectra over the mono. If you guys want to pass that around, look how small my connection is.
Wow.
You basically cast it right through the guides with an armorodic knot. So right over the wall, right.
What about putting a dab of glue on your connection knot?
Can you get a picture of that?
I heard the guys at Angler Chronicles do that on one of their
Yeah,
shows.
you know, I'm all for it. Almost don't have the time for it, but I'm all for it.
Yeah. Wow.
Doesn't that help with plastic?
So yeah, you can keep your connections really small with that Albright. Okay, and it's always the lighter of, I'm sorry.
Heavier on top.
Yes, the heavier.
And that's a
Heavier over the top. And that's the beauty of when you put the heavier Spectra over the top of the mono, is that it comes so small, when it gets wet, it just slides right on through, rather than the mono one to grab the guides.
Wow.
Because that connection can just go back and forth and seesaw, no problem. Yeah. So ring hooks, I don't even think I'd buy them to a piece of curve. I think you can go home and learn how to tie a perfection loop that small, and you're gonna be in the top 2 or 3 anglers on board the boat. Well, as bluefin as we know are about the smartest fish in the world. So we're definitely downsizing in hooks. And I sort of like it that we're going back to the old days, and I think a good old-fashioned Mustad, 94 150 and a 91 74 with the flat sides, a bronze hook that we were using 25 years ago. I think that's the hook to use. Yeah, some heavier gauge hooks for mackerel or something like that, but what reason is there, if the fish are 40 to 80 pounds, and you guys have made a bunch of small mackerel, it's not like you're going to be putting all of a sudden a 10-aught owner on there. You're still going to be fishing a 6-aught Mustad. You know, so the whole big giant hook thing, you know, how in the heck are you going to fool bluefin that way? Now we're really trying to match the bait size, if not even smaller.
This week on that boat, it's so fun. My son had the 15-pound rod, and I had the 20-pound rod, and I had a 1-0, and I got bit twice, but not solid. But my son caught 2. but when I went and looked at the fish, somebody had left hooks, I told you, where the poles all plugged in the wall. Someone was in a hurry, and so they put hooks up there like to grab, and my son grabbed one of those, because we didn't have it. It was a mustad number 4, it's like the size of my pinky.
Yeah.
Like, are you freaking kidding me?
Great
You told me to bring 1s through 5s, and you were fishing that? And that first hook that he had was absolutely pristine, it was corner mouth. And then he pulled that hook out because it broke when they gapped him. He pulled it out of his mouth, retied it in. He caught 2. I didn't catch anything.
There you go.
Because I didn't have a number 4 hook. I was about like 300 of them today, though. Next time I'm forcing them to everyone on the boat next time. No, that won't happen again.
Classic. I don't know how we're doing on time, but I can definitely answer another question.
So for you guys, go ahead, come on.
Mine's a longer question.
That's fine.
How do you effectively fish a grunion run?
A Grunion run?
Either from shore or from your run?
Well, let's start with the Grunion run period. It brings Alvin in, whether you're boat fishing or shore fishing, so that's a bonus. Usually if you're gonna be fishing while the Grunion are running, I don't know what it is, like Jeff didn't have the same experience, but I have a buddy who fishes in Seal Beach during the Grunion run, and he puts them, the fastest he can catch them, puts them on his hook, casting out there, catching corbean and spot fish. So, and it's a real deal, the guy worked for me for many years, you know what I mean, I get to see the stuff, so.
But tell him what you told me, though, the best thing, I didn't catch him that night, but then I'm gonna bag him next time, and that's gonna be the deal. So
Yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking, so it's not like I'm gonna just like send you right out fishing. What I was sharing with Jeff was, more importantly, how about you bring a bunch of sandwich size Ziplocs down there with you? And then sack them up and put them in bags, put some salt in there and freeze them. Next time you go to the beach, use them for bait.
Then it's game on. It's a whole new animal. About a week after they run, come on.
Then you got like 10 sandwich bags ready to go, and you just take a bag each time you go. That's what my uncle does.
You're running this last couple nights.
Yeah, no, that's a good time.
Go collect them and prepare them for bait. You can drift them, drift